an outstanding politician, a world leader, a global statesman, a fascinating poet, a great writer, and more importantly, a man who loved his country, a person who believed in a modern India, but which would still preserve its ancient culture, who believed in a peace-loving in India, but who still believed that it should be fearless and should be afraid of none. A person who believed in a very innovative India, second to none in the entire world. And a person who cared for every human being in this country, a patriot like no other, Shri Atalji. So, we owe it to him, and it is due to him that this Atal Innovation Mission, which was named after him, was created to realize the India of his dreams. You know, in cricket, scoring a century is the hallmark of any cricketer. It's a milestone that everybody looks for. Normally, it is one cricketer who scores a century. Today, I'm very proud that we have over 100 of you scoring a century for Atal Innovation Mission through the Atal Incubator. So, big hand to every one of you for being a part of the century making. You have had a fantastic group of speakers ahead of you, in front of me, who have spoken over the last 2 days. I don't think I can add too much to this, because you have heard about what an incubator is all about, how to make it successful, what goes into the details of making an incubator successful. So I'm not going to repeat a lot of that stuff, and there is a lot of material on that. But I do want to convey a few important points that I think is very important for every one of you to consider. First of all, what is the need of our country? I think appreciating that will give you a perspective and will accelerate your journey. We are a country of 1 billion people, 1.3 billion people. More importantly, as all of you know, we have a demographic dividend. We have over 1.4 million schools in this country. We are having more than 10,500 engineering institutions in this country. We are having an equal number, if not more, of colleges and business schools. We have over 150 million of our youth entering into the workplace. And we are a country with still a number of problems to be solved. We are a country with still 22% of our population below the poverty line. We are a country where we still need clean drinking water for all, electricity for all, affordable housing for all, waste management to be dealt with on a massive scale, employment to be generated on a massive scale. And we have 150 million of our youth going to be entering into the workplace over the next several years. How do we ensure that on one side, the demographic dividend that we have, and on the other side, the challenges that we have, how do we use this demographic dividend to solve these challenges? That is the question in front of us. And that is why the Atal Innovation Mission is so very important for all of us to embrace. And everything that you are doing is going to address to solve that problem. Our demographic dividend cannot become a demographic nightmare. And if you don't want to do that, what we want to do is make sure that we use the current environment in which we are in. And what is that environment? That environment is one where technology is reshaping the landscape of the world, where affordable, advanced, high-tech technology can be used to solve common problems on a scale nobody could imagine. in a way nobody could imagine, using business models that nobody could imagine, and developing fused solutions that nobody could imagine. We are living in a world of internet. We are living in a world of very advanced computing, where computing power is still continuing to increase with newer technologies like nanocomputing, cognitive computing, speckled computing. All of these are coming into the marketplace. We are living in a world where communication costs are drastically reducing day by day, even as we speak, through newer forms of technology for transmitting communications. And we are living in a world where sensor technologies are playing their role in being able to be integrated to any device or human being or machine. We are living in a world where artificial intelligence and robotics is redefining the way we can think of solutions. And in such a world, with the type of challenges we have and the type of intellectual power that we have, we are in a unique spot. A unique spot to leverage all of this and make an impact. Steve Jobs said very famously, "I want to put a ding in the universe." That's what we are all here for. That's what your vision should be. The earlier speaker spoke very eloquently on having a vision. The vision is, can I put my ding in the universe? Can I create a ding in the universe? Your incubator and the startups that you have should create the ding in the universe. A ding that reverberates and causes an impact that pushes India into a leadership position and solves the problem every Indian has today. So the vision of the Atal Innovation Mission is very simple. My own definition of the vision is that every school should have the ability to innovate and students who can innovate. Every university should have the environment in which the student can dream to become an entrepreneur. Every industry should have the ability to create companies, unicorns, and large companies that will position India as the innovative leader of the world. That is the vision, a very simple vision. India should be the innovative leader of the world. India should be the entrepreneurial leader of the world. India should be the job creator, the leading job creator in the world. Because when we are having 1.3 billion people, one is we need it. If we don't have it, we are doomed. So one is we need it. The second is the world needs it. Because these 1.3 billion people should have the ecosystem, should have the opportunity to become the leaders and contribute to the rest of the world. And so what you heard over the last 2 days from everybody is a part of how you can make that happen. So there is a need and there is an opportunity. The Atal Innovation Mission has been So the Atal Innovation Mission has looked at this problem 2 ways. One, how do we create an innovative mindset? Now that is very important. I want to tell you, because somebody asked, one of the ladies asked, how will you ensure that there is money for a social enterprise downstream? Where innovation leads, money will follow. There is no doubt about it. You look at all the greatest social innovations that have happened, you will find money flowing into it from all sides. When a great idea is there is a great solution, money will automatically flow. There is no question about it. So the important thing is how do you ensure that you are able to capture, nurture, and grow innovation? How do you create an innovative thinking in every one of your startups? How do you make them problem solvers? Again, as the AIC speaker said, Access Livelihood Consulting, that you have to teach them to solve problems, identify problems, because when you identify a problem and solve a problem, you have become an innovator and your startup has the ability to succeed. So I think that is very key. And what we are doing at the Atal Innovation Mission, as all of you know, is not just creating incubators which you all can convert into very, very successful world-class incubators, but we're also creating an innovative problem-solving mindset in school students, because they are going to be the feeders into your incubator. Tomorrow, your incubators, 5 years down the road, are going to have people who are coming out from our schools and joining the universities, and they are going to come and brim with new ideas because they have got the exposure to the technology and the concept of problem solving, the concept of design thinking, the concept of identifying problems and looking at it from a solutioning point of view, not just from a complaining point of view. So that is what we are all doing here together. And even when we keep that perspective in mind, the journey becomes very exciting for every one of you. What we want is world-class incubators, fostering world-class startups. And when we talk of world-class, there are several things that go with world-class. First of all, it's people. You can't have world-class anything without creating world-class people. People, processes, technologies, and systems. You as an incubator, you are all CEOs of incubators. So you as an incubator, your customers are the startups who are operating within your incubator. So when you have that perspective that they are my customers and they have to maximize their revenue for me to succeed. Anytime anyone is providing a service to a customer, who succeeds? He who makes the customer succeed actually succeeds. So your responsibility is not running an incubator. Your responsibility is, how do I create that world-class startup, which is going to become a unicorn, which is going to become a company. And to do that, you have to put all the things in place that you heard. World-class people, world-class processes, world-class systems, world-class infrastructure. I want every one of you to give deep thought to this and make it happen. You may think, I can only do so much with 10 crores which has been given by Atal Incubator. But if you are having this perspective, you will find ways of making all this happen. The second important thing is, how do you ensure that you find talent and nurture talent and allow it to give expression? So just like any, I talk from my personal experience. I was the CEO of CMC, which was a very, very innovative organization. When I took over the company, they did not have different strategic business units. And as a result of which, there was no focus. So we brought some focus by creating strategic business units. One for IT-enabled services, one for education and training, one for system integration, one for infrastructure management, one for consulting. Now, for me, they were like 6 different companies who were operating under the CMC umbrella. And as a CEO, I had to make sure that every one of them had the necessary environment to succeed and grow. And at the same time, I had to make sure that whatever was commonly required by all the 6 units was made available, so that they can leverage what was commonly made available and grow their unique paths, because each startup is going to be unique in your environment. Every startup is having its own innovative idea, but there are certain common things that you have to provide. And that common set of things is where you have to innovate. You as an incubator leader have to innovate. What is the best processes I can put in place to service all of these startups? What are the best services I can provide in order to make this startup successful? What are the best systems I can enable so that these startups are successful? Because you don't want the startup to be burdened with all of this. You want to provide them all the necessary shelter and cover so that they can focus on their idea and grow into the marketplace. So that